Hello, everyone. This is my story that I feel I need to tell because I've been feeling some type of way. My name is Alan, and April 29th, me and my husband found our downstairs neighbor dead and his dog dead. This is my story, and I have my shades on because my eyes has just been bloodshot because I haven't had any sleep. I'm sorry for this, but I'm sitting in my truck in the back of my house. I'm gonna turn around for a second. Well, I guess I can't. I don't know how you do it, but anyways, I was gonna show the back of the house. So what happened was the morning of April 29th, Monday. The lady of the house downstairs had been gone for about a month and a half, actually. And I was just looking, like where is she and everything. I was worried. So, of course, I called my landlord and she was saying, oh, she had an emergency in Hawaii. Her son is sick and all this and that. And I was like, well, okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure I can just watch her place while she's gone. So apparently April 1st is when I had heard someone back at home. And I went to go knock on the door and everything, and the guy, she had a male friend staying with her, and the guy, he didn't answer the door. But it's typical because we didn't get along too well. Put it like that. We didn't get along too well with the man downstairs that stayed with her. We got into it pretty much 4 times since they moved in, since September. And so we really didn't have too much dealing with him, but maybe her, she was a sweet older lady, and he was, you know around my husband's age, in his 50s apparently. And so this is what happened. That Monday morning, I took my daughter to school and I came back home. I decided I'd go in my living room and watch some TV. And so as I'm sitting there watching TV, I hear a door close. And I said, oh, let me go look outside the window. I'm nosy. And so apparently she came home, and I see the taxi man unpacking, taking her stuff out the car and everything. But his car was parked in front of the house, and it had been parked there for, a while, that I had started to take notice that he hadn't moved his car. And where we stay, you got to move your car every night. So, but no tickets. So I see her knocking on the door. I can hear her knocking on the door and looking through his car window at her. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, he ain't answering the door. So the week before, of course, was Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. And so now I'm trying to make this story a little bit short, but it seems as though I just can't make it no shorter. I want you to understand what I'm going through. So okay. So I'm gonna say it, what all happened, how it went down. So after 10 minutes of her downstairs outside, because it was a kind of cool day, it was raining in Wisconsin at the time. It wasn't hot yet. It was, it's still cold outside. So, and she's that old lady, she walks with a cane. So she rang my doorbell. So how our house is made is that her kitchen door and my hall door to the basement, and then I have a door to my stairs, my stairs to go out my front door, so I can knock on her door apparently if I'm going to the basement. So she rang my door, and I let her in. She's like, oh, I can't get in, young lady. I can't get in my place. I'm I'm locked out. You think I can use your phone to call Anna to call the landlord to pretty much get her a set of keys? And she's like, I've been calling and calling. I haven't gotten any answers. So I was trying my best to hurry and get home. because my friend was saying that he was sick. So I'm like, wow, he was sick, huh? Like that. So they had a little dog too, a little hot dog, a little girl hot dog, a cute little thing. I might have saw her one time, and the little doggy, and I made her move away from me and everything. I'm looking over that way because I can't believe there's somebody else downstairs. It's a little boy playing at this time, 6:30 in the morning. But anyways, so I was just so happened to say, well, let's call her. So she said, okay, we can come get the keys, apparently. So I said, I'm not gonna say her name. I said, Miss Lady. I'm gonna say, Miss Lady, could you call his phone just to see if it rings in the house? So she was like, okay. So she calls the phone. Oh my goodness. The phone started ringing in the house. I said, what? I said, well, come on, let's go. Because she's not a person that drives. Because like I said, she's an older lady. I said, well, come on, let's go get the keys real quick so we can get on back to this house. And so we got back, and she was like, sweetie, you think I can use your bathroom? I said, I got some steep stairs. I don't know if you can get up my stairs, anything. But my husband was in the bathroom anyways. So the door was kind of left open upstairs. And so I said, I'll go into your house. So she gives me her keys. And then all of a sudden I goes in the house, and the house, like I say, it was like a standstill. You could, cause he had the heat on like 85, so it was kind of warm in the house. So my thing was that, wow, I'm like, their house is a little bit smaller than mine. And the thing is, as I'm going through the house, you can just feel that there was something wrong. Because, like I said, the little doggy was barking around Easter. The little doggy was barking and everything. And I'm like, gosh, why is this dog just barking and barking and barking? Didn't pay no attention to it, because I thought maybe he might have had left. And sometimes when they leave, the little doggy would bark. So, but the little doggy was just constantly barking and barking, and not paying attention. So now I'm back in the house. This is Monday. I go around through the kitchen and around to the living room. Oh, this damn boy. Oh, okay. See, I'm gonna have to fuck this. Well, excuse my language, but so I had to go around to the living room. I see the little doggy. The little doggy is laying on the floor, not moving. I said, ma'am, I think your little doggy is dead. She's not moving. And so she started hollering. She said, please go back there and see if he's back there. And so my husband comes downstairs. He's like, what's wrong? I said, the little doggy is dead. The little doggy is dead. I said, go in the back and see where the man is. So he goes in the back, and unfortunately, the man was dead. He was behind his door, so he couldn't really get in. And he was saying, my husband was saying, call the ambulance or the police right now, because this man is not breathing and everything. So come to find out, I'm trying to shorten it up now, that I called the ambulance and the police. I mean, they was here like in 2 minutes and whatnot. But apparently when the medical examiner came and talked to us, because I stayed downstairs with her all day, that he had apparently a heart attack. He had a heart attack and he died in his room. And the killing part about it with me was that I'm always home because my back is out. I might have heard this man fall, but didn't really pay too much attention to it, only because I was, I wouldn't think nothing of that. And like I said, I didn't realize that there was a scent, and like they say, oh, people say the smell is unbearable and all this and that. me and my husband pretty much, we didn't realize that there was a scent. We thought maybe, some of our clothes might have had mildew or something, some water might have got on it or something, but we was burning candles and incense and, doing a typical clean, but not knowing that this man had been gone. So coming to find out the man had been passed, the medical examiner said around 4 to 5 days. I honestly think he passed around Easter, because that's when I stopped hearing the little doggy. The little doggy stopped barking maybe the day after Easter. So I guess I say about 7 days, honestly. Me personally, I say 7 days. But the little doggy died from dehydration, because I read it, I looked it up, and apparently by her being a little short dog, she couldn't reach the toilet water to drink out of the toilet or anything. So that's why the little doggy died, and that was his dog too. And so I just found it was so strange, and scary and stuff, that I had to find that man like that. And we all started noticing that he hadn't moved his car, but you just wouldn't think that. And like I said, the odor, people say, oh, it's this kind of odor, and it's an odor, but the odor is not what you would have in your mind. Like I'm a CNA, and I've been a CNA for 18 years. I have dealt with death for 18 years, but they usually come pick the residents right up like within 2 to 3 hours. But this was a man that had been lying down on the floor for, to me, 7 days, a good week in hot heat. So of course heat rises, and that means we were smelling everything. But like I said, it just wasn't what you thought. That it's not a smell that what you think it could be. But it seems as though the smell is still lingering, and I'm just going through it, that I don't want to like live here anymore and everything. But I'm coping with it. I'm trying my best to cope with it, and it's sad, because the lady came home, she was just losing people left and right, coming to fight out. I try to stick around as much as I can. Like I said, I guess she got people down. I'm gonna call her today. Today is May 4th. So I'm going to call and check on her and everything. I wish I had been a little closer to them, because maybe I could have known that this man was actually sick. I mean, I could have, by me being a CNA, my instincts could have told me something. But I was doing other stuff, dealing with like the Saturday before Monday. I was looking on the YouTube, and I was looking at crime scene cleanup. If I asked my husband, I said, you think you can clean up after a person that had committed suicide or died, or just anything? And he was like, yeah, I done that before at Freighter. And I was like, well, okay. And I dealt with the people that passed, so I said we pretty much can do that kind of line of work and everything. And I just found that it was a coincidence that I was looking at stuff like that Saturday, and then we find his dog and the man dead in the house underneath us, and inhaling all these odors. And that, like I said, I would never have thought it smelled like that. But it's not the scent that you would really think, that people say, oh, like you think like rotten trash or something like that. That is not the scent. There's nowhere, it's nothing like that. It's a scent of decaying, but the odor is totally different. It's, like I said, it's something that I smell when I walk in my house. That's why when I'm getting prepared to go in my house now, because I just picked my daughter up and dropped her off at home, and now I got to go through my hall and smell that odor. I thought maybe it would clear it up, because tomorrow makes a week, and I just feel so sad for the lady. I want to move. I really do. I just feel so sad for her. So apparently she must be okay, because I see some people was outside. The little boy was outside, so she must be okay. But this is my story. This is what happened on April 29th. We found our downstairs neighbor dead, along with his lovable little doggy that he loved. Both of them was dead. That's my story. I just feel I need to tell someone other than my family. Bye.